shit, it's Luke Skywalker. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button at the bottom of the page. I do a new video every week. It's either movie, TV show, comic, or video game related, so make sure you hit that subscribe button to get weekly content. Also, if you could leave a like, that would really support the channel, and it would mean a lot to me, so thanks a bunch. The first Easter egg I noticed in this video was the Mandalorian starship. As soon as I saw this starship, I realised, hang on a minute, we're going to see Bo-Katan and her mate. Sasha Banks' character, Koska Reeves, says to Boba Fett, "You'll be talking through the window of a Bacta tank. The last time we saw a Bacta tank was when Luke Skywalker was bitch-slapped in the face by a Wampa on the planet Hoth in The Empire Strikes Back." Boba Fett says how Mandalore was turned to glass by the Empire. The aftermath of this can be seen in the TV show Rebels, Season 4, Episode 1 and 2, The Heroes of Mandalore. After Bo-Katan refers to Jango Fett as Boba's donor, not his father, he says, "Careful, princess," reminding us that she is Mandalorian royalty. And with one last insult, Bo-Katan says, "You are a clone. I've heard your voice 1,000 times." This references the thousands of clones she fought alongside during the Clone Wars. On Moff Gideon's starship, we see a protocol droid, which is the same as 3B6 RA7, the droid that we saw in the Sandcrawler in Star Wars A New Hope. Dr. Pershing, the cloning engineer, warns Mando that these Dark Troopers are third generation. Now this is a nod to Dark Forces, the video game, where they had 3 different types of Dark Troopers. And my goodness are these things tough. They reminded me a lot of the Terminator, and I love the way that one of them punched Mando's head almost through the ship. When Mando catches up with Gideon, Gideon happily gives the child over to him, saying he's got all he needs from him, all he wanted was his blood. And with this blood, he's going to bring order back to the galaxy. Now we can all safely assume that the blood is going to be used to clone the Emperor and bring him back like we saw in the sequel trilogy. Moff Gideon, like all TV bad guys, cannot be trusted, and he attacks Mando, swinging the Darksaber trying to kill him. Such an awesome fight, and I love the way it cuts through walls. We haven't seen this since Qui-Gon cut through the Trade Federation ship in Episode 1. And at the end of the episode, when the Dark Troopers attack and all hope is lost, we see an X-Wing flyby. And not just any X-Wing, Red f***ing 5. We've been speculating for weeks who the Jedi is that Grogu is going to reach out to. It could have been Ezra, it could have been Cal Kestis, but no. It's Luke flippity-flapping Skywalker. I mean, give the fans what they want.
Well, give us the shit. Manja.
Luke cuts through the Dark Troopers like they're butter. He's very elegant and graceful with his lightsaber moves, unlike Ahsoka Tano, who was very choppy. But this is Luke in his prime. This is 5 years after he has confronted Vader and become a true Jedi. In the Star Wars video game Jedi Outcast, Kyle Katarn teams up with Luke briefly in a hangar to take out some stormtroopers. That's very reminiscent of this scene here. I don't think it's an Easter egg, probably just a likely coincidence. As Luke comes up the elevator, we see the flashing lights above the top of the door. Now this is the same style of lift as we saw on the Death Star in Star Wars A New Hope, when Han and Luke disguise themselves as stormtroopers. When the elevator door opens, we're treated to a scene parallel to the scene in Rogue One where Vader takes on the rebel soldiers. But who did it better, Luke or Vader? Let me know what you think in the comments. Then we get to the big reveal. Luke pulls off his hood and reveals to everyone that it is a CGI Mark Hamill. Now I think it looked pretty good. It's always jarring when you know it's not the real actor, but if anyone can do it, it's the folks at Disney. The Marvel stuff they've done is probably the best I've ever seen. It felt a little stiff and emotionless, but give it a couple years and I think it's going to be believable. Now, with Grogu leaving with Luke at the very end of the episode, it makes you think, what's going to happen to him? Is he going to die at the hands of Kylo Ren? My guess is that later in the series, we're going to find out that more blood is needed, and that the Empire are going to come after Grogu again. This means he'll probably go back into hiding, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if he crops up in a new trilogy under the teachings of Rey. After all, Disney recently renamed Episode 1 to 9 the Skywalker Saga. This means they could make a whole new saga. Maybe call it something like the New Order Saga or something like that, and we'll get a new Episode 1, a new Episode 2, and 3, etc, etc. They've already laid the groundwork and established these great new characters, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get a new Episode 1 with Rey training Grogu in about 5 or 6 years' time. It would be pretty cool to see, to be honest. And let's face it, the fans love Mando and Grogu, so it would make sense for Disney to incorporate Grogu into post The Rise of Skywalker films. Now, if seeing Luke Skywalker wasn't enough for you, there was plenty of Easter eggs in the post-credit scene. So in this post-credits scene, we find out that Bib Fortuna survived the explosion on Jabba's sail barge along with a bunch of other criminals, including Ree-Eze and this red-headed dancer from Return of the Jedi. I very much like the set design continuity in Jabba's palace, and by that I mean the wind chimes, aka Jabba's burglar alarm. Now you may think it's a pretty shit burglar alarm, but Princess Leia still manages to walk into it even though the archway is 15 foot wide. After killing Bib Fortuna, Boba Fett takes the throne. He is now the head crime lord on Tatooine. The episode then cuts to black and we see the title, The Book of Boba Fett, coming next year, and I absolutely can't wait. I absolutely loved this episode. When Luke appeared, I lost my and the ending with Boba Fett, just fantastic. But I want to know what you think, so please let me know what you think down in the comments below. I want to hear your opinions. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe for more content. You can follow me on Twitter at Captain Jim Lyle. Thanks for watching. This is Roughneck Movies!